Hear me when I say this because I mean it with my whole heart. You deserve better. You can be successful without being exhausted. You can achieve what you want without being burnt out. In this video, I help you see the difference between being tired because you need a break and being tired because your life is breaking you. And once you can see that difference clearly, you can stop trying to recover from a life that actually needs to be redesigned instead. A lot of women did exactly what they were told would make them safe and successful. You got the degree, you got the job, you became responsible and impressive. You became the woman that everybody could rely on in their time of need. And now you are looking around at your life that you worked incredibly hard for, and you are realizing that this version of success is actually costing you more than it's giving you. And that realization terrifies you because from the outside, your life still looks successful and impressive. So you don't actually know what to do about the tension that you're feeling about how things look and how you're actually feeling on the inside. Hello, my loves. My name is Elle, also known as the Empress of Ease. I am the creator of the House of Ease, where I help women on sabbatical, on leave, or otherwise in a life transition, create their next chapter rooted in ease instead of exhaustion. More women are starting to realize that what we were taught to call success often required an unspoken yet enormous amount of emotional suppression, self-abandonment, overfunctioning, and disconnection from ourselves in order to finish the degrees, get and keep the job, to do whatever needed to be done to work up the corporate ladder and get the success that you had long been working towards. And now you're waking up to the life that looks beautifully impressive on paper and realizing you do not want to keep living like this. But actually, more importantly, you cannot keep living like this. So you've got impressive titles and degrees. Your bank account and assets are solid and steadily growing. You love your gorgeous home that you have taken time and energy and money to decorate immaculately. People are just impressed by you from a quick scan of your LinkedIn. You've dotted all your I's, you've crossed all your T's, you've done all the things that you set out to do, and now you should be in that time of your life where you're sitting pretty, kicking up your feet, relaxing, and enjoying the fruits of your labor. But the truth is, internally, you're exhausted, you're overwhelmed, you're tired of performing, you're tired of people pleasing, and the rewards that you thought you would be experiencing right now, you actually aren't. Because the life that you were praised for surviving is emotionally exhausting you on every level, and you don't even fully realize it. It's slowly creeping up on you because it was something you needed to do to get to the next level. You've disconnected from your own desires, your own needs, your own standards, and now you're left in the aftermath. So although your life looks good from the outside, the internal aftermath is not feeling good or working for you, and it's not sustainable any longer. And this is especially true for Black women. Most of us were trained, directly or indirectly, to organize our worth, our sense of personal value, around our usefulness. How much can you carry? How dependable are you? How emotionally contained can you be? How well can you go along to get along? You don't want to rock the boat. Keep your head down and your nose clean, because we have to do what? Work twice as hard to get what? Half as much. I know I heard that growing up. How productive are you? How much can people lean on you without you collapsing or complaining? These are the things that we were taught were the markers of our success, the markers of our adulthood. We just know how to take it and take it and take it and not ask for anything else in return. Eventually, that kind of over-functioning, over-giving, over-delivering stops feeling like something you just have to swallow and take it in order to do it. Your life becomes a suffocating prison, because when your identity is hooked into being the capable one, the reliable one, the successful one, the dependable one, stopping, pausing, reevaluating starts to feel dangerous because you don't know who you would be without that identity, without that responsibility, without that sense of go, 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 do, overgiving and overserving for everybody else except for you. You're burned out because you're maintaining this life. And even with all of its impressive fixings and trappings, maintaining it requires a permanent sense of self-abandonment, of putting other people first in order to find your sense of value, which of course leads inevitably to burnout. Burnout gets talked about like it's a temporary energy problem remedied by quick fixes and Googleable hacks like take a vacation, take a bubble bath, get a massage, schedule some rest, take a break, sleep more. And as the Empress of Ease, you know I'm not against rest. I love all of those things, okay? Those are my favorite ways to spend my time. But you're not tired because you need a weekend off, my love. You're tired because your entire life is organized around your depletion. Because despite the numbers in your bank account, you're still in survival mode and you don't even realize it. When we look at your schedule, your relationships, your emotional obligations, your work structure, your nervous system, your money, your constant availability, your inability to say no or put up boundaries or raise your standards prevents you from ever fully relaxing and actually enjoying your life and the fruits of your labor. A vacation cannot fix a life that's structurally incompatible with your ease and a well-rested nervous system. I want you to hear me when I say that. A vacation, a happy hour, even a sabbatical are just Band-Aids. They are not remedies. And this is the part that I think more women are actually waking up to. A lot of us are quietly realizing, I don't feel safe, I don't feel stable, I don't feel successful because I don't want to spend the next 20 years of my life recovering from this one so that I can finally enjoy it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. This is where a lot of women can enter what I call reset season, which is not the same thing as a sabbatical or a break or a leave. Reset season is that intangible in-between space where the old life no longer works for you. You know you have outgrown it, but your new life hasn't fully formed yet. It's one of the most disorienting places that a woman can be, especially if you've been on this trajectory of success, achievement, accomplishment, doing, because externally, people will still think you're doing well. They will not clock the disconnect. They will not clock the incongruence. And as long as you're getting rewarded and achieved and pat on the back and celebrated for all of the self-sacrifice that you're doing, no one's actually going to stop you. But internally, you know something has shifted because you can't force yourself to care about the same things in the same ways anymore. You can't force yourself to show up for work or conversations or meetings or anything that doesn't resonate with you anymore. You hate trying to keep up appearances. You cannot fake it anymore. And you start questioning things that you've never questioned before. What does success actually mean? What is ambition? How can ambition not burn you out? How can you make money from a place that actually feels good? What does productivity that doesn't exhaust you? Are your relationships actually fulfilling or are they just functional? Where do you actually want to live? Do you like your home? Do you like your city? Do you like your country? How do you want your days to feel? Who gets access to you? Is it just everybody who has your phone number or knows where you live or knows where you work? Why does your life feel so emotionally and energetically expensive to maintain? And that's creating a lot of stress. That's creating a lot of strain. You may even been feeling a sense of guilt because you're thinking, oh, I should be so grateful. I have all these things that other people don't have. I've worked so hard. I've sacrificed so much. My elders and my ancestors sacrificed so much. I've done things that no one else in my family has done before. Other people would love this life. I've worked so hard for this. But the question still remains underneath it all, why am I still unhappy? One of the hardest things to admit is that life can look successful, look great on paper, and still not be the right life for you. A lot of women are grieving lives they haven't technically left yet, but they know that it's over. And this can be your work life, your relationships, your city. It could be anything that you know you've outgrown, but you don't know what to do with it. That is reset season. And I think this is why so many women are changing cities, leaving jobs, moving abroad, redefining success on their own terms, starting over, maybe even disappearing for a while, slowing down, reevaluating relationships, trying to create lives with more beauty and ease and spaciousness and pleasure and authentic honesty, because you can no longer tolerate a life that requires you to shrink and settle just in order to be successful. I live in Bangkok, and living in Bangkok has deepened this realization for me in a very real way. Living here has helped me realize how much environment and intentionality shapes what feels possible. The pace, the access to ease and beauty, the spaciousness of my life supported in this city and this country, the affordability of all kinds of support and care, from in-home massages to food delivery to spas to delicious meals, everything I love, allows me to create my life differently than I ever would have had access to in the US. And this isn't me trying to convince you to move abroad, but this is me saying, if you want to create a life of ease, if you want to create a life that actually loves you and nourishes you and returns to you and doesn't just exhaust and deplete you, you will have to make decisions differently than the ones that you've been making that have gotten you to this place. Because as they say, what got you here won't get you there. Living in Bangkok also helps me realize that ease is not only a mindset. Ease is a lifestyle created from intentional, consistent structure. Ease is environmental. Ease is financial. Ease is emotional. Ease is relational. Ease is a lifestyle. Has nothing to do with brand names. It has nothing to do with spending a lot of money. It is an internal aligned decision, because your environment is either reinforcing your nervous system's constriction or expanding what feels possible inside of your body and your life. And when your nervous system feels safe and well and supported, you can create whatever you want from a place of ease. Rest and ease are not synonyms. And that's why rest often isn't enough. Rest has its place. Rest helps you recover, but intentionally designing your life rooted in ease changes your reality. Eventually, some women reach a point where they no longer want the temporary relief that rest allows. You want a completely different relationship to your life itself, because your time, your work, your money, your ease, your body, your pleasure, your desire, your fulfillment, your self-trust, your relationships all hinge on your own relationship to yourself. What would your life feel like if you were living in overflow and enoughness instead of exhaustion and overextension? That's what a lot of women are searching for right now and don't even realize it. They want a life that feels emotionally inhabitable, energetically sustainable, that feels self-nourishing and in the overflow, not in scarcity and effort. You want a life where you can actually hear, feel, enjoy, trust, and express yourself in your own life without feeling consumed by it. I think more women are realizing that clarity eventually has to become structure. Because if you only center your life around working and taking a vacation, working and going on retreat, working and getting a massage, all you're doing is going back between one extreme to another. When you center your life in ease, ease becomes the entire temperature and frequency of your life. Ease becomes the center of your calendar, your standards, your environment, your relationships, your pace, your decisions, because eventually your nervous system will scream the truth at you about the life you're living, whether your mind wants to admit it or not. Now, it may feel like a betrayal, but it's actually been leaving you these clues all along. If you're in the middle of this reset season transformation right now, where you know the old way no longer works, but you're still figuring out what comes next, that's exactly why I created the Ease Reset Intensive. It's a private 2-week recalibration for women in reset season who are reorganizing their life around ease, nervous system spaciousness, money, self-trust, pleasure, and a completely different relationship to their success. I have only opened 4 spots because this work is intentionally intimate and very high touch. So this video may have found you at exactly the right time so that you can move from exhaustion and overextension to ease once and for all. Sign up with the details below. In the meantime, if you'd like to dive in deeper into the conversation around ease here on YouTube with me, check out this video right here, and I will see you over there. Thanks again for being here. Bye for now.